Ah, the world is changing. No longer are we slaves to the steam engine. No longer do we need horses to haul our goods. Some might say we truly are in the modern age. But one person still hasn't caught up. The May man himself, Father Christmas. Let's face it, he still uses a sleigh to haul his way halfway across the globe. And he wears a woolen jacket to protect himself from the cold. And he employs a sleep-deprived workforce of inefficient people to churn out his goods. He needs an upgrade. But how would he do it? What engine would he need for his sleigh to effectively circumnavigate the globe? Would he need new technologies? Teleportation? What outfit would he need to survive the Arctic blast? What factory would you need to produce roughly 2 billion toys for the 2 billion children tucked up in their beds? In this special festive instalment, we explore the science and logistics of Christmas, updating Santa into the 21st century. Firstly, let's take a look at his famous sleigh. Santa's sleigh needs a serious upgrade. For years, folklore has led us to believe that he's circumnavigated the globe on what is essentially a device made of a couple of planks of pine and some dusty skis. No wonder they added some red-nosed reindeers into the mix. Frankly, they bring some plausibility to the tale. However, if Santa had his own Hyperloop system in place, he'd be home before midnight, and a few pounds lighter on the old sleigh. A Hyperloop is a concept that's been around for a long time. It's a pod within a sealed tube that travels at up to 760 miles per hour. It accomplishes this because it's completely free of air resistance and friction, conveying people or presence at super high speeds. Elon Musk, the famous engineer and entrepreneur, created a version of the concept which involves a passenger experiencing a maximum acceleration of about 2 or 3 times that of a commercial airliner on takeoff and landing. Some critics of Hyperloop focus on the experience, but between you and I, it's probably not a great one. Cooped up in a narrow windowless capsule inside a steel tunnel. I mean, it's not for me, but I'm sure Santa would benefit from being looped around a bit on that one important night of the year. The Arctic is known for its extremely low temperatures, and few could blame Santa for wearing a big red coat and a fur hat. But by the time he flies over Australia in that sweltering summer heat, that coat of his may resemble more of a festive furnace. Our modern day Santa, however, would be kitted out for any occasion with the latest innovations in smart clothes. Based on research from the US Department of Energy, smart clothes adapt to your environment, so you're always the right temperature. Heat energy can move in 3 different ways, via conduction, convection, and radiation. Conduction is where atoms and materials pass energy from one to another. Convection is where high energy atoms move through the environment. And radiation is where heat energy travels as electromagnetic waves. Smart clothing controls heat by increasing or decreasing how many electromagnetic waves are escaping our body, thus moderating how easily air can circulate. Clothing that can control heat is not a new concept. It's already been developed by the military. Astronauts currently wear temperature regulating suits inside their own spacesuits, but so far these garments have been quite bulky and heavy. The latest research from the US Department of Energy could see everyday wear being thermal regulated, which is good news for Santa, because we'd hate to see him lose that lavish hat of his, wouldn't we? Now, many have asked the question, what if Santa had a sick day on the most important night of the year? Well, in any modern company infrastructure, you'd expect to find one of these, a contingency plan. Now, should the terrifying day come that Santa has a whiff of the sniffles, the North Pole elves would have a fully automated backup in the form of a drone army. Forget sleigh bells and reindeer droppings, Santa would use ultra-efficient robots which grab items from the workshop and deliver them under your Christmas tree in just under 2 hours. It would take a lot of admin to get every nation's aviation authorities to approve drone flight. With a bit of elf persuasion though, I think it would be okay for Santa. The first ever Amazon Prime drone delivery, Prime Air, took 13 minutes from order to delivery. Of course, we'd have to take into consideration that the drone had taken off from a local depot, and Santa has the unfortunate disadvantage of being located in the North Pole. The only thing is, most race drones are capable of speeds up to 70 miles per hour, so it might be a bit of a close call for delivering presents. Our modern day Santa would certainly be an adopter of AI to solve his logistical problems. For example, does he really know naughty from nice? Maybe an AI could be taught the difference. How Santa decided who's been naughty and nice has always been a bit of a mystery. I mean, does he have psychic powers, intel from parents, or has he got some sort of global surveillance of elves watching our every move? In today's modern world, the latter really wouldn't come as a surprise. Every interaction and perhaps every thought is documented online due to the seemingly limitless data of the internet. It wouldn't be too hard to teach an AI the definition between naughty and nice to begin profiling people to these categories according to their digital footprint. For instance, Tom Hooper, aged 11 from Cornwall, was told specifically by his parents to not play his games console after 7 p.m. But according to his digital footprint, there he was playing Fortnite at 7:15. Now that's one for the naughty books. Of course, we then move on to the moral implications of AI, as summarised perfectly 2,000 years ago by Roman poet Juvenal in the Latin phrase, Quis custodes ipsos custodes? Who will watch the watchers? Hand over this judgment to an AI and we could all be receiving coal this Christmas. Best leave it to the elves after all. Santa's factory would be a strong adopter of the SLAM process. Scan, label, apply, manifest. Although it sounds like it was developed by the fictional Skynet, it's actually one of the staple pieces of technology by online retailer Amazon. SLAM uses advanced box sizing algorithms to determine the shortest and most efficient walking route from one place to another. Elves will be fitted with a wristband known simply as a bracelet, which monitors hand movements and maps out tasks, ensuring no time is wasted. Once again, this does raise a moral question, with psychologists wondering if elves will be left feeling devalued and dehumanised by following menial orders from a wristband. Kind of like telling a chicken how to lay eggs or lecturing an employee on how to carry a box. Another piece of technology making elves' lives easier would be a real-life Iron Man suit. At this very moment, experts and product designers are working on state-of-the-art wearable exoskeleton frames. They divert weight from the arms to larger muscles found lower in the body. Weighing just 4 kilograms, the shoulder area is fitted with compressed springs that power the suit, so that when you raise your arms, it's light and easy. Elves are generally 4 foot, so this could be the answer for carrying large items. It's a surprise they've ever managed without it. Finally, let's not forget one of the most important tools of the trade for a 21st century Santa. Coffee. 24 hours and 2 billion presents to deliver, and not one single depiction of Santa clutching caffeine. Someone's been telling fibs. Now, we've all heard the tale of Mrs. Claus's famous flat whites. That Christmas tradition. But how will Santa keep his brew warm as he navigates varying degrees of temperature? Not to worry, Santa will be using a smart mug, a trending piece of smart tech that allows you to set your preferred drinking temperature. Monitored via an app via Santa's smartphone, the mug would keep Santa's preferred temperature for his coffee all throughout his journey, from the very first sip to the very last drop. In the case of one particular cup, it's coated in waxy phase changer material, or PCM for short. The PCM works much like a battery being charged. Once you add liquid to it, the wax melts, thus storing heat. It absorbs heat until it has reached the user's desired temperature. Once the coffee begins to cool, the PCM recycles the stored heat back into circulation inside the mug. Change is all around us, there's no denying it. Old institutions are being dragged kicking and screaming into the future, and Father Christmas is no exception. Whether zipping around on a Hyperloop, or condemning half the world to a naughty list, or recruiting elves on a 0-hour contract, the future is happening, and it's happening now.